Alright YouTube, back for another one. Now this time I'm going to be doing a review of the DC Universe Classics Build-A-Figure Darkseid. Now I did a review of the other Build-A-Figure Trigun, the latest one that's been released, and seems like quite a few people like that one, so I decided I would go back and do this one too. So this is one of my favorite DC Universe Classics figures. And the reason why is because, well, number one, I love Darkseid. I think he's one of the coolest villains there is, and he's one of the best DC characters, I think, overall. One of the best DC villains, aside from the Joker, and to me, he's pretty much second to the Joker. There also is Lex Luthor, but I never really liked Lex Luthor. I always thought his idea was just kind of, even the whole idea of him was just kind of stupid, because he's just a guy, you know, and he's just a really, really smart, evil business guy type thing, and he uses kryptonite to try to beat Superman all the time. And you know, if Superman ever wanted to, if Superman ever went off the deep end, if he was more like, you know, some of the Marvel characters like Wolverine or something, he'd go ahead and just freaking, you know, just get it over with and just freaking, you know, put him out of his misery, put Lex out of his misery. But Darkseid can stand toe-to-toe with Superman, and that's what I really like about Darkseid, is that he is, you know, almost just as strong as Superman is, and he is pretty much as evil as they come, as they get. Very powerful, very cool. Gotta love Darkseid. I don't know anybody who doesn't like Darkseid. He is totally sweet. So this wasn't the first Darkseid figure released. There was one from the DC Superheroes line that was released a while before him. I don't know what year, but I'm sure at least 4 or 5 years ago, before this guy was. But the problem with this figure, even though it does have a pretty good sculpt, it does look pretty good, the problem with it was that it's out of scale with the new DC Universe Classics figures. For example, we got Calabac here, all right, and Calabac was a Build-A-Figure from, I believe it was Wave 7, yeah, I think Wave 7, and Calabac should be quite a bit shorter than Darkseid. And here I am, I'll just put them back to back for you. You can see that they are roughly the same height, or Calabac is a little bit taller, and definitely much, much bigger. You know, so it's out of scale. This guy was good for his time, and he was good for the line that he was in, but he doesn't fit with the DC Universe Classics figures. So it was very necessary to come out with one that does fit. Now this is pretty much perfect height. This is exactly how you want to have it. Calabac is, there you go, that's much better. Calabac is still big, but Darkseid is you know, much bigger. And that's exactly the right height for him. Some people even think this guy's too tall. I don't necessarily think he's too tall. I think he's pretty much perfect. Now, just to give you an idea of the face sculpt, the face sculpt is really nice. You can see his eyes there, nice and red. Really cool. This is called the Killing Glove here, and this is detachable. Go ahead and take it off. And he does have another arm that he comes with, but I have it, but it's somewhere down in a box or something, because I don't display him with his other hand. I display him with the Killing Glove. It is very, very, very cool. The ends of the fingers are embossed inward, and very cool. You can see all the different little parts. I really like the glove. I think it's awesome. Very cool little addition to a great character already. He also comes with the remote control here to his, I believe this is to his boom tubes, they're called. The little, basically they're wormholes. It's a wormhole generator, remote to a wormhole generator that allows him to warp across, you know, to Earth and to different places that he wants to go. And it just fits on his back there, just like that. So this guy is huge. He's very nice. And when this guy came out, I was sort of deciding. I wasn't quite sold on him because, you know, this is a nice Darkseid figure, but as I was saying before, he's just not quite tall enough. This one definitely fixes the problem in that this one is, you know, he is huge in comparison. If you look at the size comparison of him, he comes up to about his chest. He's more than a head length ahead of him. So, and he's also not, you know, to me he's not muscular enough. This makes more sense as a Darkseid figure. So this guy is very, very, very cool. And a couple things I want to mention about this line. I'm not going to review the line that Darkseid was in because, in my opinion, it's the worst DC Universe Classics line there's been. Some people really like it, and they think the DC Universe Classics are getting better. I disagree. I don't think so. I think that this line that Darkseid was in was crap. There was some okay characters in here, but for the most part, I didn't collect it. I bought the parts on eBay for Darkseid. It cost me about $60 to get him, and I had to buy about two. I bought Eclipso to get a part, and I bought Copperhead to get another part. But I actually like the Copperhead. The Copperhead is cool. The other figures from the wave, especially the Eclipso and Mary Marvel and that, I don't want them, man. I don't even want them. You know, now that these figures are costing, you know, $20 each now, they're not cheap. You know, they're really not. And you know, it's not that I don't have the money to buy it. I could buy it if I want to. It's just that I collect DC Universe Classics, I collect Marvel Legends, I collect a lot of different figures and pretty much anything else I like. So, you know, I don't have room for these other characters that I don't like, and I'm definitely not going to spend money to get them, you know, especially that much, 20 each, to get those characters that I just don't like. So, if you can find it for a good price, cool. I couldn't, so I didn't. 20 bucks each is too much for those figures. Anyway, Darkseid is an awesome Build-A-Figure. If you don't have him in your DC Universe Classics collection, you should get him. He's freaking awesome. Really, really, really nice. And the DC Superheroes version is way too short. He's way too small. He's smaller than everybody now because they blew up all the rest of the characters. One other thing I want to say is I really hope that they keep DC Universe Classics going for a while, and I hope that we get a Doomsday in a Build-A-Figure. I think that a Doomsday would be awesome. A little bit bigger than this guy. He probably should be about this tall, roughly. So maybe about 10 inches tall. 10 or 11 inches tall. I guess 10 inches would be good. And he's got to be huge. But I think if they do that, then I'll consider this line, DC Universe Classics, to be better than Marvel Legends. But we'll see. Right now I'm starting to kind of get out of it because a lot of the characters they're coming out with now, I just don't know who they are. So, anyway, that's Darkseid. Enough of me ranting and getting off topic. So, Darkseid, I'd say he's a great figure. I guess for a Build-A-Figure, he'd be 9 out of 10. All right. Thanks, guys.